getting the start over a 10-year pro. And she's going to bring it. Her numbers are good. Look at that ERA. She's been putting in the work with 33 innings.
She will face a Bandits lineup that tied a season high in hits yesterday. Skylar Wallace, an on-base percentage north of 500 in her AUSL career. Sammy Williams, an MVP candidate, bats in the 2-hole. Standout lineup for this Bandits side, and Kaylani Ricketts starts things off with a first pitch strike on the inside corner to Skylar Wallace. 4 hits yesterday, a home run, 2 RBIs. She did it all and then some for Chicago. Quickly behind in the count here, 0-2.
One thing that we saw yesterday from both of these offenses is aggressive swings on the first or second pitch of every at-bat.
And Wallace punches one into center field. The hits just keep coming. From Skylar Wallace, she's now reached base in 23 consecutive games.
This is an 0-2 count to start this ball game, and this is not a comfortable pitch for Skylar Wallace to deal with. That's a good pitcher's pitch from Kaylani Ricketts, but just enough to get that leadoff base hit.
So Wallace is aboard at first. And that'll bring up Sammy Williams, an MVP candidate this year. You take a look at the leaderboards across the league. She's at the top of almost every category. And that one will get by Reese Atwood. Good to see her back out there for Carolina. Missed last night's game. All she was doing was sitting at the ESPYs.
You saw Jordan Rudley for Carolina behind the plate. Did a really nice job, but Reese Atwood coming in to catch the veteran. I really like this battery matchup between Kaylani Ricketts, who's a 10-year pro plus some, and then Reese Atwood, who was fresh off of the Women's College World Series and a 2-time national champion with Texas.
Here's the 2-0 to Williams. That's a dangerous pitch. Ricketts staying away from Williams, who's really hurt Carolina in their 4 games this year. 5 for 10, 3 extra base hits, 4 RBIs. And that's a strike. Three-1 on the way. Williams hits it hard to left. It's over the head of Dakota Kennedy. Skylar Wallace is going to score. And Sammy Williams with yet another double, her 11th, a current AUSL record.
This is exactly what Skylar Wallace and Sammy Williams have done all season, and exactly what they did yesterday to start the game with back-to-back singles. Of course, this one a double from Sammy Williams. No one has more doubles. No one has more RBIs than Sammy Williams, and that swing shows why she's one of the best to do it. And Noah, you said it, one of the front runners for the MVP and, of course, hitter of the year.
Kenzie, I don't know how you pitch to the first 2 in this lineup right now.
And Skylar Wallace with the 0-2 single. And then Sammy Williams gets herself into a hitter's count. That's a dangerous place to be.
Another fast start for this Chicago team. Red hot, winners of 10 of their last 11. Another broken bat, 2nd of this series.
No way.
That one went all the way out into right field. Guess it's late in the year. Saw one yesterday.
Yeah, we have, just going to say we have back-to-back ball games with broken bats. Almost the exact same swing. So that was Mac Barbara. This is Taryn Kern yesterday. This was off of Carlin Pickens. I mean, this is tough for the Bandits because this is the best offense in the league, and they're, losing their weapons. That's tough. You get attached to your bat. Look, as a player, when you lose your bat, that's tough. You got to relock in. Whose bat am I going to use? What's my backup?
To get Sydney Supley on whose bat Mac Barbara is using. It works. Dunks one into right. They stay aggressive. Williams to the plate. And just like yesterday, Chicago out to a 2-0 edge.
What an incredible sequence. So Mac Barbara, she's fighting through a 2-strike count, and she's trying to drive home to Sammy Williams at second base. She breaks her bat. She has to get a new bat. And what does she do on the very next pitch? Well, just an RBI single. I don't care whose bat. Mac Barbara can get it done.
And now we'll get a pinch runner over at first. That's Jessica Clemens, who comes in for
the
Barbara.
Bandits is number 5, Jessica Clemens.
Talks about that pairing of Wallace and Williams at the top of this lineup. 8 for 11 in this series, 7 runs scored, 3 extra base hits, and Kenzie 3 RBIs. Had to finish it off. They've been excellent. Now Morgan Zirkle lays down the bunt. She is safe. Reese Atwood had to navigate the bat that was in front of home plate. But it is 4 straight hits to begin this inning for Chicago.
So the ruling on this is if the bat is still on the ground and the ball rolls into the bat, then that is a live ball. But if the bat is thrown into the ball, then that could be ruled a dead ball out. And I think that's what Kara Dill is questioning and just wanting a little clarification on.
Our home plate umpire are going to come together. That's Willie Lopez, Alex Leap, and Carlos Guzman. Discussing the ruling on this play. I question whether this is a reviewable play, just given the nature of the play.
It is not a reviewable play.
So a judgment call there.
And this should be a live ball. I don't think there's anything there to call it back. So well done, and I love the verbal communication and the umpire mic. Like, let's all get on the same page. That was perfectly executed by our team.
Had a really nice night behind home plate yesterday in game 1 of the series. Umpires don't get enough credit. A pair on, nobody out. 2 runs in already for this Bandits offense. They've scored 7 or more runs in 7 of their last 11 games. That's off the bats of Mary Jacopa. Picked up a much-needed hit in yesterday's game. Has really struggled early in the month of July. Red hot to begin the season. To get her back going here with the postseason looming. 0-2. Spoiled.
I thought she had some really good swings yesterday. Had the base hit. It was off of Carlin Pickens. Struggled a little bit later in the game against Kehlani Ricketts. Of course, you're going from a righty that throws 75 to a lefty with a ton of movement.
Also had that big sacrifice fly that loomed large later in that game. This Bandits lineup, one of the most complete, and they have feasted on this Blaze pitching staff in this series. Now 19 hits across 9 innings. As Ricketts misses outside. Jacopa putting together a nice at bat. And we talked about what makes this Bandits team so dangerous when you start to think ahead to the postseason. Why is this lineup so tough to face as a pitcher?
I think just the diversity they have in their lineup. They have a lot of lefties. Mary Jacopo is one of 2 lefties in this lineup. Of course, Sammy Williams, the other, in that 2 spot. But you saw just this inning alone, right, a bloop single and the speed that Skylar Wallace has, and then the power of Sammy Williams. And then Morgan Zirkle just adding to it with a bunt to get a couple of more runners on. And I love the way that their lineup is built, because I feel like their lineup is split perfectly in the middle, where you have kind of a leadoff and Skylar Wallace, and then Morgan Zirkle and Mary Okopo are those power bats in the 4 and 5 spot. And then they kind of reset with the speed of Bella Dayton and Ilana Agbayani, Jocelyn Erickson. She's been putting together some really good at-bats. So it's kind of the way that Coach Stanton has put it together, 2 different lineups broken into one.
Jacopo into center field, pushes Aubrey Leach back, makes the catch, tagging at second and going to third is the pinch runner Jessica Clements. And a look at the Carolina Blaze defensive alignment. You've already seen them busy in this game. Dakota Kennedy is in left, Aubrey Leach out in center, Valerie Cagle once again in right. You've got Gold, Brito, Laird, and Klingler around the infield. Reese Atwood, as we mentioned, back. And Kaylani Ricketts in the circle. Runners on first and third here. That'll bring up Jocelyn Erickson. Erickson starting to string together a couple of good performances. Had a home run 2 games ago, a multi-hit performance last night. He's dealt with some of the ebbs and flows of being a rookie at the pro level this season, Kenzie.
Yeah, no doubt. So the fact that her best at-bats of the season have been coming in the last couple of weeks, just like that, putting a good swing on something.
Nice play by Brito, gets the lead runner. The run will score. He is arguably the best defensive shortstop in the AUSL, and that's a tough play to make. She made it look easy.
Yeah, keeping this ball in the infield for Jocelyn Erickson and for Chicago. This is a huge run to put up a 3 spot here in the first. Yes, Carolina gets an out, but that scores a run. That ball was smoked.
These 3 batters reached. They have all scored off of Kaylani Ricketts. This off the plate to Bella Dayton. You talk about the depth of this lineup. Dayton has been on base in 10 straight games. One of those glue pieces for this Bandits side. 341 coming into today's game. And Ricketts, that pitch count continues to elevate. Dayton smokes one. What a nice play made by the former Gold Glover Jenna Laird. Chicago gets 3 on the board in the first. Carolina will have to play from behind. Now tied for first with the Utah Talons. A win in this game, they would take a half-game lead over the Talons. They do have to finish a game ahead of them. Dayton's out in left, Zirkle in center, Taryn Kern in right. Got Williams and Wallace on the left side of the infield. Agbayani's fantastic at second. Erickson over at first. Nakopa behind the dish. And Lexi Kilfoyle in the circle. A true ace for Chicago going here in this second game of 2. Mackenzie, what makes Lexi Kilfoyle such a trouble for batters?
Yeah, it's going to be all about the drop ball. And you look at the numbers that she is putting up this season. And I was kind of laughing a little bit when I saw the box score come in, because Lexi got the win last night. You know, that's one of those things that's so unfair in pitching, and you'd always joke about it with your teammates. You don't really care about your win and loss record. You do care about it in terms of the team, but she came in just for a couple of hitters.
Dakota Kennedy's having a really nice series. That one got all the way to the wall. Zirkle's had a little bit of an adventure in the outfield in these 2 games. Dakota Kennedy, who had 2 hits yesterday, with a leadoff double to begin this first. And that'll bring up Reese Atwood, hitting in the 2-hole today for Cara Dill in the lineup. Valerie Cagle's been swinging a hot bat. She'll hit cleanup for the 2nd day in a row. Jenna Laird. And look at that, Kayla Kowalik back in the lineup. That's huge for Carolina.
And so 2 players that were not suited up yesterday for Carolina. Kayla Kowalik and Reese Atwood in the lineup. This team is missing Alicia Ocasio as well this weekend. She's competing with her Puerto Rican national team. But it's good to have these 2 bats back.
Kowalik has been on the injured list for the last 13 games. Atwood just missed the 1 game, that quick trip up to New York. Had to Take an early morning flight to get back here to Durham for this game. Wasn't going to miss it. There's the 1-1, misses inside. Foiled the win, as you mentioned, in relief yesterday. Didn't give up a run and retired the 5 batters she faced. Atwood drives one into left, and that one is over the fence, and Reese Atwood has tied the league lead. Maya Brady and Megan Grant, you have company. Eighth home run of the season for Reese Atwood, and Carolina right back in this game.
I mean, she is loving life as a pro. She was at the ESPYs last night with her team. Texas winning a national championship, and yeah, let me get back to my pro team and smoke a homer. My goodness, that ball was absolutely crushed.
Already making an impact, being back in the lineup. He's been the big bat for Carolina throughout this season. 11th extra base hit and 19 of her 29 hits this year have gone for extra bases. Here's Bailey Klingler. The big bat yesterday. 2 for 4, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs in game 1. The player that's never content with her swing was out getting some extra hacks prior to this game during batting practice. And see, I gotta say, it was pretty hot to be doing that earlier today.
It was a hot one, and I say that as someone from Arizona. It was hot.
There's Klingler. And the easy throw for Wallace. Reese Atwood homered a moment ago, and she is with our very own Sydney Supley.
Well, Reese, we talked before the game. You said you got up at 3:15 a.m. to come from the ESPYs, but how important was it for you to be here today with your team?
Just so important. I want to spend all the games with this team. I mean, they're so incredible. They support me so much, so just so happy to be here.
After hitting the home run, you had a long conversation with Brito in the dugout. What were you telling her to look for?
Yeah, I think me and Liz do a really good job of talking to each other about what pitches are coming and just relaying kind of what I felt in the box. It's really important for this team.
Well, congratulations. Great hit.
Thank you so much.
Talk about a crazy 24 hours for Reese Atwood, and 3 members of the AUSL were at the ESPYs yesterday. Atwood, Megan Grant, and Leanne Good. And Kenzie Fowler, a little birdie told me that you've had a couple of times at the ESPYs.
You know, I did go twice in high school, so I don't blame them at all for going to the ESPYs. It's a great time, and they look great.
Brito lines out for the final out of the inning, but Reese Atwood gets Carolina right back in this game. 3-2 game, Chicago and Carolina. And we go down to Sydney Supley.
Well, Blaze continues to go with her veteran in the circle, Kaylani Ricketts, now in year 13 of pro ball. And she told me she's continuing to evolve her game. When she first came into this league, she said, I dominated being a lefty who threw hard using my drop curveball inside to righties. She said, now in year 13, I live by the motto, if you throw the speed limit, that's when you get hit. So she said, when I'm on a staff with Carlin Pickens, who throws above the speed limit, I try to throw underneath the speed limit. So she took speed off her drop curveball, and now she tries to throw it away from righties and into lefties. And Kenzie, you'll love this. She also said, year 13, I'm in my Swiftie era. It's time to be a mastermind in the circle.
I do love that. I mean, Kaylani Ricketts is looking as good as she has ever looked. We talked about her ERA being under 3, which puts her in the top 5 of the league. And year 13, that's incredible.
She's going to be an upcoming member of Team USA at the International Cup. It'll be her first time playing for the Red, White, and Blue in 5 years. It really is pretty incredible how she's been able to reinvent herself over all of these years. And as you said, doing her best stuff right now.
Well, I loved Sydney's report about the speed difference and pitching on a staff with Carlin Pickens, because everyone is scouting 75 when they're facing Carlin. And so Keilani has the ability to throw 70 plus, but sometimes as a pitcher, when you're throwing that hard, you're throwing it through your spin. And you watch some of Keilani's stuff, she has some of the best movement in the league.
3-2 is off the plate as Taryn Kern reaches.
That was a curveball that Taryn Kern walked on, and you see the pitch mix. Yes, she has a drop ball and she has a drop ball curve, and then she also has a curveball. So you want to talk about movement. Yes, you're zoning down, but you don't know if it's breaking straight down, breaking across the plate, or just going straight sideways.
A hitter's nightmare. Agbayani shows bunt, pulled back, but the pitch was called a strike. Agbayani, another multi-hit performance in yesterday's game, 5th of the season for the rookie out of Hawaii. And back to Ricketts for a moment, because I was sitting in the hotel last night, Kenzie, and you start to look at the line for Keilani Ricketts yesterday, and I think we almost didn't talk about it enough of how good she was at shutting down this Bandits offense after they got off to such a hot start in the game yesterday.
Yeah, she gave her team a chance, that's for sure. It's just been heartbreaker after heartbreaker for this Carolina Blaze team. They have not, played in, or they have played in so many extra inning games. They're the top of the league in terms of who's played the most, and a lot of those losses were in the walk-off fashion. So you add a walk-off, you add extra innings, like that is heartbreak. It's so tough, and they have been in every single ball game.
I want to go a step further. During this 7-game losing streak for Carolina, 5 losses by 1 run. As Agbayani is hit, that's going to be a swing though, so she's going to be out. Like she was trying to get out of the way of that pitch, but the head of the bat came through the zone, so it will go down as a strikeout, and a painful one at that.
That's just really tough. Keilani Ricketts, this is a little bit of a missed spot, but that's a clear swing. You see it.
Well, first strikeout for Ricketts this evening. And a bounce back after a 29 pitch. Top of the first inning that saw Chicago send 7 to the plate. Skylar Wallace led off this game with a single to extend her on-base streak to 23 games. Wallace has now reached base safely in every game that Chicago's played over the last 374 days. And scolds this one to right, over the wall, and it's a home run. Second straight day that Skylar Wallace clears the fence, and Chicago picking up right where they left off in the first.
Well, in the first inning, Skylar Wallace had a 0-2 base hit. So starts the game with a statement. Yes, she's down in the count, but she is so comfortable because this is a hitter that can hit anything that she gets.
Heading to the batter's box for Chicago.
This ball, 76 miles an hour off the bat. That is a very good exit velocity. It's a line drive, and it just sneaks out of here. And I'm kind of with Keilani, like I'm in disbelief.
Running into the buzzsaw that is this Bandits offense.
Did you see her? She said, what just happened?
It's worth mentioning that Skylar Wallace was not yet with the Bandits when these teams first played, but so far in this series, 6 for 7, 2 home runs, and now 4 RBIs. And Sammy Williams swings over the nasty pitch from Ricketts. It's hard to continue to come up with descriptors for how hot this Bandits offense is. This team's won 10 of their last 11 games, 14-4 since the 0-4 start. And Skylar Wallace and Sammy Williams are a big reason why this offense has been firing on all cylinders.
Man, and Sammy Williams, she's rewriting the record books with a record of RBIs in a season. And her hitting behind Skylar Wallace, who you touched on, is on base literally every single game. And so you have your best RBI hitter hitting behind a hitter that is always on base. It's why they are winning ball games. It's why they're putting up huge numbers.
I really feel like Sammy Williams has been the biggest beneficiary of getting someone like Skylar Wallace back at the top of this lineup. Exactly how general manager Jenny Dalton-Hill drew things up in the offseason. There's Jenny Dalton-Hill and the Mount Rushmore of Arizona softball players. "3-2 is high, and Williams works the walk as we go down to Sydney Supley.
Skylar, you were 0-2 in that count when you hit the home run. What about your swing? Do you level up when you get behind in the count?
Yeah, I mean, Kalani has a lot of good movement on her pitches. She's a lefty throwing from that side. And I was just really trying to get my barrel out. I feel like I was right there. I was swinging at good pitches. You know, the umpire, I think, gave her a little bit of the inside corner, but that's okay. And I just really trusted my preparation, stayed to who I am. I was just trying to get my barrel out in front.
I watch you just live and die every pitch with Sammy Williams. What is it like being in a lineup with her, the way you guys work together?
Oh my God, she's a dog. I love Sammy Williams so much. I'm so glad she's on our team. She just brings such a passion to the game, a quiet passion in the way. She's not going to be in your face. She's not going to be super loud, but she's just a gritty player that kind of sneaks up on you. And I just love playing on the left side with her, competing with her behind or in the lineup. And she's just an amazing person to be around.
We'll let you go cheer on your teammates. Thanks, Skylar.
Thanks. Go Bandits.
A dynamic duo, Sammy Williams, Skylar Wallace, that responsible for 8 of the 12 runs the Bandits have scored in this 2-game series. Barber going to ground to first. Could this be 2? Klingler was trying to turn it. They would have had to tag Williams there after the force was negated. But Williams beats it out and will be on second with 2 outs. In the 10 games without Skylar Wallace. You can see it right there. Williams, though, been on another level since. It's crazy how much one player, Kenzie, can just change the entire makeup of a lineup.
Well, I love hearing from Skylar about how much she loves playing with Sammy, and you know, seeing that graphic and seeing that stat line. Sammy's the beneficiary of playing with Skylar, so it's just so much fun to see them not only bat together in that 1-2 hole in the lineup, but you heard Skylar said she loves to play behind her because Skylar is at shortstop and Sammy is at third base. So they have some serious chemistry going on, whether it's defense going into the offense or the offense going into the defense.
That's going to be a foul ball. That ball landing inside the batter's box. Our home plate umpire all over that. "55 pitches for Ricketts already in this outing. And the 56th misses off the plate to Morgan Zirkle. Zirkle with a single back in the first inning. Now a 6-game hitting streak. Close to 500 over her last 6 games. And I asked you in the open about what makes this Bandits team so dangerous, and it just feels like they're peaking at the right time of the year.
Well, it's because I think they know where they're headed. Yes, Sammy Williams is a new piece to this team, but Morgan Zirkle is not.
Zirkle firmly past Klingler into right field. That's going to score Williams. After the slight trip, Morgan Zirkle will coast into second. 6 runs in already for Chicago.
So you have veterans like Morgan Zirkle, who played in the championship series last year, came up short. They were the runners-up. And so with how dominant this team has been, I'm sure that there's talk in the dugout led from Morgan Zirkle and led from Skylar Wallace, who were in that championship series last year. Like, we need to keep going and feeling as good as we are.
Now Yakopa dunks one into right. Here comes Zirkle. Slides in safely. Yakopa going to advance to second. And there is just no slowing down Chicago right now.
And I love that shot there from Shonda Stanton, the head coach, going to love up her veteran Morgan Zirkle, because this is what is another thing that separates this Chicago team is their base running. They love to steal bases. They love to take the extra bases. They're going to push it. Look at where this ball is in right field. This is not deep at all. And you know the arm strength that we have in this league. But this team is fearless on the base pass. Throw me out. Do it. I dare you. And even if they are thrown out, they're going to do it again. They're going to push it.
If you're Chicago, yes, you clinched a spot in the playoffs yesterday, but currently tied for first. You have to finish a game ahead of the Talons or the Cascade. Particularly that Talons side if they want to secure the #1 seed, because Utah owns the season series. These two are going to face off this weekend in Chicago. Two games that could decide the playoff picture. Utah and Chicago tied, although Utah would be slightly ahead by way of the tiebreaker. Portland, though, looming just a game back. They hold the tiebreaker over the Talons. The Bandits hold the tiebreaker over the Cascade. Looks like a giant math equation right now, and I wasn't great at math in school, Kenzie.
And the OKC Spark, they are huge Utah Talon fans this week. Spark doing everything they can. They've been really motivated because they cannot drop a game. They looked good last night. Sydney Romero, she's trying to make a push for hitter of the year herself, the way she's been swinging it.
Incredible moment in yesterday's game. Her sister Sierra set to retire after the season. Storybook down in Round Rock. An outing in as many days for Ricketts, and has really struggled. Erickson up the middle, the help off the base. Yakopa's gonna score. And Chicago now 5 for 7 with runners in scoring position in this game.
Two strikes here for the rookie Jocelyn Erickson, and that ball is way down. Yes, it's a little bit over the heart of the plate. You can see where Reese Atwood wanted this pitch, but just dropping a barrel and letting the ball come right to your bat, right back up the middle, and Carolina making a change.
And that will be the end of the night for Kaylani Ricketts. Ruby Malin's coming in with Carolina down big. All over Kaylani Ricketts. Kara Dill makes the call to the bullpen. She goes to Ruby Malin, who will make her second appearance with the Carolina Blaze after being called up out of that reserve athlete pool.
Yeah, and you see there on the graphic, this is the Big 12.
Quick break from the action, guys. And to those of you who've already subscribed or clicked to like and follow us, we certainly thank you. And you probably already received your free gift, and you can skip ahead. But for those of you who have not yet clicked that subscribe or follow button, we would like to ask you to do that for us because it really helps the channel. And we really appreciate those who support us so that we can keep making great content and growing this channel. So stay until the end of this video where we'll say thank you for watching and supporting us, but we'll do it in a tangible way you can personally enjoy and one that really brings actual value to you by giving you your choice of one of these 21 great digital guides or manuals you see on the screen right now covering a wide array of useful subjects, and you'll even be able to read their table of contents before you decide. And that's how we know that each one of you will find something helpful and beneficial to your life's current journey or your future goals. They're valued between $19 and $27, but completely free. We'll see you at the end of the video and then provide you the simple steps to go get it and select yours. Now back to the action, folks.
Pitcher of the year. And so great pickup out of the reserve pool. Started the season with the Oklahoma City Spark. Was huge for that team and kind of waiting, similar to how Chicago was waiting for Lexi Kilfoyle and Kat Sandercock to be back. Oklahoma City was waiting for Maddie Penta and Jalen Ford. So you have to lean on those rookies.
Kenzie, I've got to ask, as a pitcher, you come into this game, there's been 15 runs and 23 hits from this Bandits offense this weekend. What's your mentality?
Well, you really have to compartmentalize. And one thing about pitchers is we are very short, minded or short memory minded in terms of letting things go, because that's how you have to be to survive, to be a pitcher. You cannot linger on things and you can't look at the scoreboard and scoreboard watch. You have to just focus on the task at hand and talk to your catcher, talk to your pitching coach, make sure you're in the right frame of mind. But your job is just to go out there and compete one pitch at a time. I know it sounds cliche, but it's really how you have to be as a pitcher at this level.
Noah Dayton, the 9th Bandits batter to come to the plate here in this second inning that just doesn't want to end. Climbs the ladder. Malin trying to get out of the inning. Dayton into left, that should do it. Kennedy camped underneath it, makes the catch for the final out of the inning, but Chicago just...
The final ride for Sierra. She's one of the best to ever do it in our sport, especially at that second base position. And then, of course, kind of passing the torch to younger sister, because we have seen those two compete as professionals the last couple of seasons. It's been so much fun to see them push our sport. And I'm telling you right now, Sydney Romero, she's not going quietly. She's playing her best ball right now.
A hit for Jenna Laird. So the brother who's about to perhaps make his MLB debut. It's an incredibly athletic family. Your sister currently playing college ball.
The designated player, number 99.
Well, if you're Lexi Guilfoyle, you want to just try to throw up some zeros and hope this game ends in maybe 5 innings. And a return that Blaze fans have been waiting for. Kayla Kowalik is one of the hottest hitters in the league. When she went down with a lower body injury, back after 13 games. Talk about the tale of 2 seasons for this Carolina side with Kowalik in the lineup. They were 5-3. She goes down with injury. They're 3-10 since. Such a critical cog. Kowalik squirts one to left. Dayton underneath it. And look at the run production, the difference with Kowalik in the lineup versus without.
She was at the top of the lineup for Carolina. She was moving anywhere between the leadoff spot to the 3 or 4 hole. Like, she was in the mix. Has so much power, sprays the field very well, is a bad ball hitter. Oh, that's a live ball.
And Laird going to take advantage as she advances to second. And Sydney, you can add on Kowalik?
When I spoke to Kowalik, she said this has been a long time coming, but during her time off when she was resting from surgery, she focused on being the ultimate teammate and being a calming presence in the dugout. She actually went through with every hitter that started each inning and said, what pitcher are you going to attack? And is her way of keeping her mind in this game. And it was so sweet before this last at-bat. I watched her teammates come up to her and said, hey, what pitch do you want to attack? So now they're paying her gift forward and excited to see her in uniform today.
I love stories like that. And dealing with some adversity. Anna Gold's been dealing with adversity no more. Gold to left. And if you thought we weren't going to see any more offense in this game, you were wrong. A 2-run shot for Anna Gold, and Carolina's back within 4.
This has to feel so good for Anna Gold. This was last year's Rookie of the Year. And this ball is out of here in a hurry. This is a changeup that is just hung over the heart of the plate. And I love that reaction, the fist bump right after her swing. Like, I saw it, I sat on it, finally.
Kenzie, should we have just known when it was 95 degrees when we went down to the field before first pitch that we were going to see a ton of offense tonight? 12 runs already, and we only have 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Came into the series with the projected starters, thought we might see some good pitchers duels. It's been in stark contrast in favor of the hitters. There's Aubrey Leach, who hit a big home run late in yesterday's game to send us into 5th ever pro home run. She will have a 3-0 count. Do you think about Green Lightner?
Yeah, why not? Look, Carolina, they need to swing it.
Taking all the way as Guilfoyle dots the corner.
I just watched your entire team celebrate you coming in for hitting the changeup out. What were you seeing in that at bat? Were you hunting for the off speed?
Yeah, I think I was just really thinking middle of the field, and I happened to recognize the off speed out of her hand, and I just went with it. I trusted myself and just swung through it.
This game has been no short of offensive explosion. How much did it mean for you to get your team back into this game?
Oh my gosh, we've just been fighting and clawing, and being able to help my team out in any way that I can, like, that's always my goal. So it felt really good to do that for us.
Well, congrats, and go enjoy wearing the cape.
Thank you.
Donna Gold had such a great collegiate career here at Duke, playing in front of these fans that have watched her grow up. You mentioned it, it's been a tough season for her. That one had to feel great.
Well, you just think about how the game ended yesterday in extra innings. It was Anna Gold who was at the plate, and she grounded out against Lexi Kilfoyle. And so what does she do in her next at bat? Well, 2-run home run. And so you stew on that all night as a competitor. You're like, man, I just need another at bat. I want to get right back to it. I'm going to make some adjustments. I know what I'm looking for, and I'm going to be ready.
And you love the at-bat right there for Aubrey Leach. Didn't try to do too much, works the walk, and now turns over the lineup. And now a couple of pitchers warming for Chicago. Taylor McQuillan was up a lot yesterday. Odyssey Alexander Bennett to your right. That walk a moment ago to Leach was just the first walk that Bandits pitchers have issued in this series. Did not issue one yesterday.
Well, look, Noah, we had 24 hits in our game yesterday. We are well on pace to beat that here.
Mackenzie, I was looking, and Chicago needed 19 hits to get to 200. I kind of said, probably not going to happen tonight, but we've got 8 hits, and they've only came to bat twice. Incredible.
Yeah, 12 hits already. Man. Anybody want to pitch?
Well, it looks like Odyssey Alexander Bennett is going to answer that question. She wants to come in. It has been raining softballs tonight here in Durham. Anna Gold knew that she got that one off the bat. A multi-home run game for the Blaze, though still trailing by 4 in a game that's been punctuated by offense, really an entire series. 25 runs, 36 hits. Kenzie, you're a former pitcher. This has not been a series that would be much fun to pitch in.
Yeah, trying to shut down these offenses and the atmosphere that we have. It's a lot of fans in the house, so everyone's got the extra juices. The temperature is high. Like, this is a hitters-friendly series, no doubt.
Well, we've gone through 3 pitchers already. Let's go for a 4th. Odyssey Alexander Bennett coming in will make the 5th appearance of the season. Had an extended absence on the temporary inactive list with the loss of a loved one, but back and in the circle here for Chicago. Many fans with fond memories of Odyssey Alexander Bennett. The time at James Madison, that magical run to the Women's College World Series. That diving play at the plate. A seminal moment for many fans who love this game. Dakota Kennedy welcomes her to this game with another big fly. Well, maybe it'll just be offense tonight.
Man, the balls are flying. And look, there's 2 rookies in this lineup for Carolina. It's Reese Atwood. We saw her go yard already in the first inning. She bats the 2-hole, and it's Dakota Kennedy who's the leadoff. So these young bats are swinging it hot. 3rd home run of the season for Dakota. This is just such a pure piece of hitting. Opposite field, she sees that ball deep.
And that'll bring up Reese Atwood, who homered, 2nd batter of the game off of Lexi Kilfoyle. 2-run shot. Carolina with 3 home runs already in this game. Their season high is 4, all the way back on June 14th. Atwood, the 2-time national champion at Texas. Big-time draft pick for this Blaze side. Still in the conversation for Rookie of the Year. And another hit finds the gap. Atwood thought about going to 2, instead retreats back to first. And Sydney, you've been busy with home run hitters tonight.
I love it. The more visitors I get over here, we were just talking. Odyssey Alexander comes into this game right away. You're on time. What were you thinking? How were you able to adjust to the pitching change?
Yeah, I think just being ready for her pitches when she was warming up, looking at the pitch clock, seeing how hard she's throwing so I can know how to be on time. And I think that really helped me in just being ready to go early in the count.
You just celebrated Reese getting that hit. 2 rookies who are contributing all season long. What does it mean for you guys to be able to perform for your team?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think the buy-in from our teammates is really what's just motivating us to just keep working hard, even though we're rookies, like we deserve to be here. So I think us going back-to-back is so awesome.
There is belief brewing in this dugout. What statement does your team want to make here in this last week?
I think that we're never out. Like, we're in every single game, and we're looking to win every single game all the way through the season.
Well, you can feel the belief, so go enjoy it with your team.
Thank you.
Carolina trying to come from behind in this game. Slow roller to third. Williams goes to second. Agbayani unable to turn it. And Kenzie, for Carolina, when you look at pieces like Reese Atwood and Carlin Pickens and Dakota Kennedy, you feel like the future of this team is bright, even though they're not going to make it to the postseason this year.
Without a doubt. And I watched this team, this Blaze team, a season ago. They weren't the Carolina Blaze yet. They weren't in their home market here, but it was a little bit of a struggle for this team. They'll talk about it. They wanted to start this season in a different way, and they absolutely did. They came out on fire to start this season. They were at home for a couple weekends in a row. The crowd was out. There were a lot of Pickens and Atwood jerseys in the stands.
There's Cagle. This gets through. Runners on first and second, now with 2 outs. Just staying on that theme, if you're Carolina thinking about the offense in the offseason, is there some moves, if you put on your general manager hat, things that you'd like to see them try to do in the offseason ahead?
Oh, man, that's a really big question you're asking me there, Noah, but
that's what they pay the big bucks for.
I guess. I would love to be a general manager. That would be so much fun. But I also think in the same breath, it would be really hard. You're trying to find your balance of what do I want in the circle, what do I want, in the field, and how many big bats do I want to have, and balance all of that out. Of course, they had the luxury of getting the #1 overall pick, Carlin Pickens. There's a couple of general managers, 2 of the brightest minds in our sport. Dana Sorensen for the Blaze and Jenny Dalton-Hill for Chicago.
Here's the 0-1 from Alexander Bennett, and what I would do to be a fly on the wall during that conversation.
Well, look, I don't think that there's anything drastic that needs to be done to this team because the talent is there. We've seen it. We've seen Carolina put up great numbers and throw shutouts and put up big offensive games. It's just, you heard it from Dakota, it's been just bad luck. They have been right there in every game, and so you think about where this team was a season ago, it wasn't pretty at times, and so you got the #1 overall pick. Everyone's excited to see Carlin, and I feel like this team was rejuvenated going into year 2, but it's just a bad string of, we talked about the 1-run losses and those extra inning losses, but they have been right there competing.
And it's worth noting that a lot of those losses came on the road, not playing here at a field that plays really well for this offense and how they were built. A series of unfortunate events.
And that's sports, and I just love the fact that you heard it from Dakota there, like, we are still believing, we're still fighting. And you can tell the chemistry in this team is really good because they've been able to bounce back every time that I've seen them go down, even though they didn't come up with the win yesterday. Chicago came out and it was a dominant statement. Of course, Skylar Wallace and Sammy Williams. It's 2-0 in the first. Those 2 are just automatic, and that's a hole. Anytime that you play Chicago, you're likely to be in that hole because of how good this team is. But Carolina, they bounce back, and that's the sign of a good team culture.
3-2 to Brito, put in play, shallow center field. Agbayani back on the grass. Makes the catch for the final out of the inning. Chicago got off on the right foot. You like offense, you're in the right place. 2 games in this series. We're just 2 innings in this game. We've seen 27 runs, 39 hits in just 10 innings of play. Not a fun couple of days to be a pitcher.
Hey, look, we're going for the record. We had 24 hits yesterday. We're looking to beat that today.
Through 2 innings today, 14 runs, 15 hits. These pitchers have had to throw 114 pitches in temperatures that were north of 90 at first pitch. Did you like pitching when it was hot out there? mean, you played at Arizona.
Look, it was hot every time I pitched. I loved it. Didn't have a choice. But as a pitcher, I would much rather it be hot than cold. Looks like we're going to have a timing violation right away to start this inning.
Didn't look like Ruby Malin was ready. Dealt with some timing issues very early in the season.
And so the count now is 2-0. And only one pitch has been thrown.
And that has to be frustrating as a pitcher.
You have 15 seconds. In college, you have 20. So it's a little bit of a change for these rookie pitchers.
Taryn Kern bats for the second time already in this game. Worked a walk to lead things off in the second inning that saw Chicago send 9 to the plate. They scored 5.
Yeah, think about that big second inning. It started with Taryn Kern. It was a leadoff walk. And I always circled out or put a little star next to it in my scorebook and just wondering, will that come around and start a big rally? And it did.
3-1 followed off. We always talk about that, those leadoff walks coming back to bite you. Kenzie, does it mess with your psyche at all as a pitcher when you do that?
I mean, a little bit, because you know that it's a big no-no. I mean, the big no-nos are leadoff walks and walking the 9-hole.
3-2 pitch.
Okay.
And Kern, the leadoff hitter, walks for the second inning in a row. And tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern, head out to the pitch with CBS Sports Network and catch a United Soccer League showdown as AC Boise takes on Portland Hearts of Pine. That game at 9:30 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Big crowd tonight. We're being told that officially we have a sellout here in Durham.
Ooh.
These fans have shown up all year long. Out on that berm, it's packed tonight. It was full yesterday, but even more out there tonight.
I've been kind of wondering about the sellout because it's tricky to navigate how full can the berm be. It's been really good this season here in Durham. But I'm always looking out like it's packed. Is it sold out? It could be. The infield stands are full for sure.
This continues a trend. We've seen it all around the AUSL this year, this first year in home markets. You wondered if that decision would pay off ahead of the season, and Kenzie, it's paid off in spades for the AUSL being in home markets this year.
Yeah, this is the 14th sellout of the season. 6 teams, so 6 markets.
Bayani can't get the bunt down. Viewership numbers on TV off the charts. Everyone watches women's softball.
Hey, that shirt I just saw on social, it's restocked.
Okay.
Yeah.
AUSL fans ate that first release up.
I was going to say, it was in such high demand that the fans sold it out, but it is restocked today.
Bayani into left. And there will be 2 aboard for Skylar Wallace. She has been nearly unstoppable in this series. Wallace already with 2 home runs.
Man, she was 4 for 5 yesterday. She's 2 for 2 today. The ball was almost hit too well.
Wallace 6 for 7 in this series. And as we mentioned, the Bandits did not have her the first time they faced this Blaze team back in the middle of June. She was still playing over in Japan. A game changer for Chicago. And Shonda Stanton's side.
Just look at that line. It's ridiculous.
That's a good week for some people. She's done it in 2 games. Well, really 10 innings.
You just think about this situation. 2 on, no outs, hitters count 2-0. It's a tough place for the rookie Ruby Malin to be.
And then you've got to deal with Sammy Williams on deck. A Tough lineup to navigate. That might be an understatement. Here's the 2-1. Low, it's 3-1. A great hitters count. Allen will dot the corner.
Love that spot.
Wallace didn't.
Well, Skylar has proven that she can hit very comfortably with 2 strikes. Last 2 hits were on an 0-2 count, full count here.
Into center field again. She's done it again. Skylar Wallace. You'll remember the name after this series. Her 3rd home run. And the Bandits just keep hitting.
The ball must be a beach ball to Skylar Wallace right now. Sits on a changeup, and look at where that pitch is. That is up. It's not a good pitch to swing at, but she has to because the count is full. And the power that Skylar Wallace has to get that ball out of here, it's not her best swing. It's not a best pitch that she's wanting to sit on. I'm loving the interaction there with Coach Shonda Stanton.
She is just on another level right now.
You can just tell this team is where they want to be in every facet. The culture, the dugout, the offense that we're seeing. The defense, we showed the highlights. This team defensively was amazing yesterday.
No 2 to Williams is low. We've talked a lot about Sammy Williams. She's actually going to join us amid action. Next half inning. Make sure you stick around for that fun conversation. It really is hard to put into words right now what Skylar Wallace is doing. I'm at a loss for words, and I'm paid to use words.
I know, I'm with you.
2 home runs in this game. No one's ever hit 3. Could have a chance to do that later on as Sammy Williams fouls that one off, and we go down to Sydney Supley.
Skylar, this is becoming pretty routine for us, just meeting after your at-bats. What is causing you, we're just friends, yes. What is causing you to be so locked in right now for your team?
I got to give it to my preparation. I think just being really locked in during our BP, during the film sessions, and just seeing what I'm seeing, and then when I come to the game, just let it be. Trusting that I've done everything I can to prepare, and just letting myself get after and get barrels to it.
Your team's offense is averaging over 7 runs a game. You guys are peaking at the right time. What's been the secret, and you mentioned in your preparation?
I got to give it back to our tight-knit group. I said that a lot yesterday, but I'm going to say it again. We just really trust each other. You know, Lexi didn't have her best right there. Cece's just, they're finding some holes on us, but we know that we're going to get after it. We're going to trust ourselves, trust everything that we've done, and just play well.
Okay, Skylar, I'm going to thank you, but I'm not going to say goodbye.
Okay.
I might see you later.
Hey, go Bandits still.
Kind of feels like it needs to be a standing date at this point after every at-bat. Sydney Supley and Skylar Wallace, did they just become best friends?
I love it. Sid, you're doing a great job down there. She's getting all these home run interviews. It feels like we're interviewing Skylar every single inning.
Slow dribbler to short. Williams finally retired. 20 batters have come to the plate in this game for Chicago. 11 of them have scored.
Heading to the batter's box for Chicago.
Well, there's also something to be said about yesterday's win for Chicago. I think they knew, how good they've been playing, and just kind of look at what's left in the schedule. And the magic number was 1 yesterday, 1 win for them to secure their postseason berth. And so you get that berth, and I feel like it just lifts the weight off. It's almost a little bit dangerous because the team that could not have been stopped, now they can play free. It's kind of crazy to say. The pressure is off. Like, they're going to be in the postseason. Of course, they want the #1 spot. There is no doubt about it. You do not want to be in the play-in game if you're Chicago.
A new addition to the AUSL this year. Top 3 teams get into the postseason. The 2 and 3 seeds are going to play a single game. Winner advances to the championship series. As Barbara swings over that one. And Kenzie, for a long time, many of us around the league had assumed that Utah was going to be the #1 seed, but then you look at what Chicago's done lately, 7-1 over their last 8. Utah 3-4. And don't look now, Portland's in the mix, just a game back.
Which I'm so excited to see the play-in game. I think that's a great addition with the 2 expansion teams. I think it just adds a little bit of extra, playoff feeling. There'll be a break after, or I shouldn't say a break, but a day after the playoff game, and then the championship series will start. And this will all be happening in College Station at Davis Diamond. An amazing location. One of the best and most gorgeous stadiums in our game.
The only thing is I wish it was more than one game, more softball.
I mean, you and I are always wanting more softball. We were petitioning for a home run derby yesterday.
We were. To run that up the flagpole. Here's Barbara, sky high. Underneath it, Brito, the catch for out number 2. Incredibly tight in the AUSL as we head into the final weekend of the regular season. Utah and Chicago tied, although the Talons hold the tiebreaker. Portland has a tiebreaker over Utah, just a game back. They won game 1 yesterday in run rule fashion. OKC still with an outside shot, but they're going to need a little bit of help. A 25-game season, and it's going to come down to the final 3 games of the regular season. Big swing there for Morgan Zirkle.
Portland has a 2-game lead over Oklahoma City. But if for some reason they were to tie, Oklahoma City does own the head-to-head tiebreaker with Portland.
Portland probably has the easiest route the rest of the year. They're going to take on a Texas Volts team that's last in the standings. Oklahoma City's going to come here to Durham for a big series this weekend against the Blaze. Talons and the Bandits up in Chicago.
Well, if you're Portland, you're just going to have to be rubbing your hands together because they're at home the rest of the way. We saw the crowd, and the crowds, plural, the last couple of games up there in Oregon. So that's a team that can be a little bit front-running. You get that crowd behind you, get that motivation, especially with having something to play for. Like, that's just really tough.
151st pitch of this game thrown by these pitchers. 17 runs. Just 2 2/3 innings in. "3-2," and Zirkle goes down swinging. Just the 2nd strikeout of the night for a Blaze pitcher. The Chicago Bandits add to their lead. It's presented by Zillow. Sammy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
How much fun has this game been to be a part of?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Definitely a hitter's game. Atta girl.
Jenna Laird will ground to second. Agbayani there for out number 1.
Might be a quick one.
It might be a quick one. You never know, especially with your guys' defense. Sammy, what is it like to play with Ailana at second base? She has been at that position almost every single lineup.
Yeah. She is so solid over there. It's been so fun. She's so confident, too. And it's easy to feed off of. Yeah, see?
That'll bring up Kayla Kowalik.
Atta girl.
And Sammy, we've been talking a lot with your teammate Skylar Wallace to your left. How much fun has it been being on that side of the infield with her and up at the batting, up batting?
Oh, it's been a lot of fun. We were just talking about how we kind of look similar, have the same initials. Sometimes we're in sync over here, so it's fun to hold down the left side here.
I want you to ask her what she ate for breakfast.
I'll ask her later.
Okay, later. You're not going to give away the secrets.
Yeah, no, I want to know too.
She's been swinging it.
Yeah.
Well, you lead the league in RBIs, and a big part of that is having Skylar consistently on base for you. Do you guys talk about your strategy together? Obviously, you're a right-handed hitter. Skylar's a lefty, but like, how are you guys working in tandem?
I think we talk a little bit, but yeah, like locations can be a little different. Pitch calling's a little different, righty versus lefty, but yeah, see, definitely feed off of each other in the box. So it's been great.
Grounded back to Alexander Bennett as Kowalik is retired. Sammy, I got to know, you guys clinched a playoff spot. Was there any celebrating that took place yesterday?
Not a ton. A few of us went and got some ice cream to celebrate.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
I like cookies and cream.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Cookie dough is good too. Yeah, see.
Okay, so how much talk is in the dugout right now about the end goal for this team? I think we all know what it is, and you guys want to be at the top of the standings. How much are you guys talking about that out loud?
Not a ton. I think, you know, like winning ball games, you can't control it by thinking about winning. So we're trying to focus on the things we can control. Each pitch, stacking runs on. Every team in this league's so good, so you know, nobody's ever out of a game. So just trying to stay focused and take each game through the finish line. Yeah, see.
Anna Gold at the plate for this Blaze side. And Sammy, much has been made at the beginning of the year, the slow start that you guys had. Did the confidence ever waver in y'all's locker room?
No. I think we just needed a little time to gel. Now it's the time to get hot, so I'm not mad about it. But yeah.
That one behind Anna Gold, and she'll go down to first base.
Sammy, how much fun have you had playing softball this year?
So much fun. Yeah, so you got you.
Tell us about it. What have you loved?
It's just been really cool to see the investment in the league, and every place we go has been special. Like, they have a great crowd out here tonight. It's just been so fun, and I've really been trying to live in the moment this year and not focus too broadly, trying to stay in the moment each game and really understand like how, you know, even like a long travel day, it's like part of such a cool year. So it's been fun.
Well, I know you'll say your favorite place to play is Chicago, but I'm curious, as someone that's played at all the ballparks now, where has been your favorite place to play as a visitor?
Cut. Portland was really cool. I think that was my favorite. They drew such an awesome crowd, and it was nice to have some cooler mornings. It's really hot in a lot of these southern spots.
Sammy, last question for you. We've talked a lot about your team's ceiling as you eye a trip to the postseason. What is the ceiling for this Bandits team?
First place. I don't know if there is a ceiling.
Love it.
Well, we can't wait to see how things turn out. Sammy, we're going to let you play the rest of this inning. We'll listen in.
Thanks, guys. Hi, Sammy.
Gotta love the access that we get to these players, talking to Sammy Williams. And how do you balance talking to us and playing softball at the same time?
Yeah, we did not have that technology when I played. We were just happy that we were on TV, and look how far we've come in 2026. We have a professional softball league that is on the rise. Sammy Williams is talking to us in mid-action. She's keeping her focus, but I don't know what you got out of that interview, Noah, but what I got is like this team means business, and they are dialed in. And yes, there was a little celebration. Cool, we're going to make it to the postseason. Let's get some ice cream, but no ceiling. We want to take it all.
Well, there could be a lot more ice cream in their future. Sammy Williams kind enough to wear the mic all night long. Let's listen in.
Alrighty then. Innies on 3. 1, 2, 3. Innies. It's okay. Get this one. Yeah, Mac. Atta girl, Mac. Job.
Sammy Williams having a fantastic year. Already set the RBI record, the doubles record. Chicago is going back to the bullpen once again. This time they turn to Taylor McQuillan. McQuillan trying to do what no pitcher before her in this game for either side has been able to do, and that shut down the opposing offense.
Yeah, Chicago has two lefties in their staff, Emily Kennedy and Taylor McQuillan, so a really balanced bullpen. Going from Lexi Kilfoyle down in the zone with her drop to Odyssey Alexander Bennett, who's a little bit more side to side with her rise ball and her screwball, and then you bring in Taylor McQuillan. Has a ton of movement from the left side.
First pitch strike to Dakota Kennedy. Kennedy homering back in the second, or third home run of the year. With a 4-run second for the Blaze. Back up the middle, Agbayani goes to her knee. The flip to second, not in time. And that will load the bases. An in-between hop, Agbayani did everything she could. Couldn't get the flip there in time, but we may see a challenge. Shonda Stanton out of that first base dugout requests it.
Yeah, you could see it happening in lifetime, the communication.
Chicago is challenging the call at second base. The call in the field is safe. That play is under further review.
And I think we can save them the time and let them know that Aubrey Leach is safe. Great looks right away. It was a great play from Ailana Agbayani up the middle. Yeah, safe.
Partner, I gotta say, your batting average pretty high on these video reviews in this series.
No. I wouldn't say it's high.
It's been really elevated based on your season tally.
You know, I just like to be confident up here and be giving my guesses. I mean, we're all watching this together, right? I see a hand on the base and the ball not in the glove. That would tell me she's safe.
All these great camera angles that our crew's given us. Making it easy on these umpires. This should be a quick overturn. I do agree with you.
But I
or
would
a stand.
I would use this challenge too if I was Chicago.
After review, the call in the field is confirmed. The runner is safe. This is Chicago's first challenge with one remaining.
Just because if it was a close play enough to challenge, you can get out of this inning. There's 2 outs, so that would have been out number 3. But instead, the bases are loaded, and look who's at the plate.
I don't know if many people still do this, but if you're keeping score at home, that's not a single for Kennedy. It's actually a fielder's choice because the fielder made the choice to go to second. And she is aboard. And that'll bring up Reese Atwood. Already homered in this game. One swing could make this a 1-run game. Snap throw back to first. Kennedy paying attention there. Jacopa trying to show off the cannon.
I love it.
Atwood into foul territory. Erickson gives it a long run. I want to go back to that play a moment ago for Jacopa. As a pitcher, I'm sure you love to see when your catcher's fully engaged in the game.
Honestly, it kind of distracted me in the best way in the circle. Like, you kind of get out of your circle a little bit. Sometimes it's a very lonely place and you feel so much pressure, right? The bases are loaded, 2 outs, everything is on my shoulders. And then you see a play made over at first base, like, oh, yeah, that could happen too.
Grounded to short. Wallace has to throw and will retire Atwood at first. The Blaze leave the bases loaded. The Bandits up by 5.
One day going yard, and then Tori Vidalis, the veteran, providing the insurance. That team, man, they look like they are wanted to make some noise in year 1. That's an expansion team that's looking like they're going to make the playoffs.
And perhaps maybe even more impressive is the fact that they scored 10 runs and they didn't have Megan Grant in the lineup because she was at the ESPYs.
That's right.
Runs galore across the league over these last 2 days.
You know, it really does just feel like we're at that part of the season where everyone has already seen all the cards, right? There's so much film that is watched in this short season. Everyone has played a series either at home or away against every team, so there's no secrets anymore. And it's why you're seeing the offense just absolutely explode, because everyone knows what's ahead. Everyone knows all the looks.
So you were a former pitcher. You pitched in long collegiate seasons multiple times against the same team. How do you make an adjustment here at the end of the year?
Yeah, you have to almost switch your arsenal up. So you hope that you're saving a pitch, maybe first time through the lineup, and you can bring in your changeup maybe second time through the lineup. It's kind of what we saw yesterday from Kat Sandercock. I thought she did a nice job saving her rise ball until late in the game. Was battling through, you know, the best offensive performance that Carolina has put together in the last couple of weeks. And she stuck it out till the 7th, trying to give her bullpen a little bit of rest.
Copa goes down swinging. Sandercock starting to warm in the bullpen. And here's a look at the upcoming AUSL schedule tonight. The Utah Talons face the Portland Cascade at 10 Eastern on MLB Network. Then tomorrow, the Texas Volts play the Portland Cascade. That game starts at 8 Eastern on ESPN2 and ESPN Deportes. A couple of massive games. Still so much to be determined in this second year in league history.
I mean, this is how it should be, right? We should have these meaningful games going into our last week, and we should have the standings, you know, be a little spicy. Like, who's going to have that third spot? Chicago clinching it yesterday.
You know, sometimes you like to maybe kick the schedule makers a little bit. You don't always feel like the matchups play out right, but whoever made the schedule for the AUSL this year, give them a shout out, give them their flowers, because so many great matchups in this final weekend. Seems like things culminating to what will be an incredible finish. This record-breaking second season of the AUSL. The 2-1 to Erickson, misses wide. Erickson, the first-round draft pick for the Chicago Bandits. First catcher off the board. There were 3 in total. Erickson, Atwood behind the plate right now for the Blaze, and Sydney Stewart of the Cascade. And Erickson works another walk. She'll be aboard for the 3rd time tonight.
New batter for Chicago, number 6, Bella Dayton.
That'll bring up Bella Dayton. Dayton, one of just 2 batters left in this Bandits lineup without a hit. 0 for 2 tonight. And Sydney, Bella Dayton's been working on her physique lately.
Her strength is her superpower, and that started at an early age. She's always been focused on the work in the gym, she said, pays off on the softball field. Before this season, she trained for a high rocks, which is a combination of strength and speed. That's allowed her to play her best softball. And even this week, she was doing weighted pull-ups with 10 pounds. And she said, next time we're calling one of her games, that all 3 of us can join. So how about that, guys?
I'm good, but Sydney, I know you've done some high rocks, so we'll let you take that for us. But Sydney, I'm curious, like, what is a high rocks? What are you doing in that competition?
There's 8 different strength components, and then running in between. You run 0.62 miles between each strength component. She said so many of the strength parts, like pushing a 200-plus sled or pulling it, correlates to what she's doing on the softball field. So that's why you see her. She might be a slapper, but she's got a lot of strength within the pop of her bat, too.
Yeah, I'm going to be a no as well.
I'm very much in my Pilates era at this point in my life. But yeah, I love that for Bella Dayton, and her strength shows, like in her speed and her power. And even though she is a slap hitter and an outfielder, you're trying to bounce a ball, and if you want to bounce a ball and get that high hop, well, you need to be strong behind it.
I feel like sometimes maybe she gets a little bit overlooked in this lineup because of some of the great pieces at the top, but hitting close to 350 on the year. As Taryn Kern swings at that high pitch. Kern starting to see more run in the lineup. Had a nice series against Portland. It hits in all 3 games.
We just saw this matchup between Ruby Malin and Taryn Kern at the end of the collegiate season when Stanford was at Oklahoma State for the regionals.
Kern in the midst of her rookie season for the Bandits. There's the payoff pitch for Malin, and Kern will punch it into center field. Leach cuts it off. The Bandits eyeing another run. They'll get one here. And that's the high rock speed there for Bella Dayton, scoring all the way from first.
Incredible. The bottom of this lineup is so dangerous, and it starts with Bella Dayton getting on first base, and she sees it out of the corner of her eye, and then she's relying on Shonda Stanton to wave her home, and of course she's going to, because Coach Stanton is known for her aggressive approach. And I loved it as Taryn Kern, she's seeing Skylar Wallace take third. Well, now second base is open. And She's always looking to push it. This is what separates this Chicago team. Their base running is so elite.
I don't know. I think Sydney Supley has a chance to make us a believer in this workout method. Maybe you and I could improve our speed a little bit like Dayton?
No, there's no hope for me anymore. It's long gone.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Do want to remind the audience that you were a 2-time Gatorade National Player of the Year, junior and senior year of high school.
Yeah, I slid into second base one time, and I thought Coach Candrea was going to have a heart attack. So that was, you want to explain my base running career? That's pretty much it.
Just keep you in the circle. You were pretty good.
Exactly.
2-time All-American. He's Kenzie Fowler. I'm Noah Frary. Sydney Supley's here as well.
Sydney's our High Rocks champion down there in the dugout.
Sydney always seems to find a workout when she's on the road. Give her kudos for that. There's the 2-1 upstairs to Agbayani. I mean, come on, you and I ate pizza last night. Sydney had a salad, although that is a little bit dangerous right now, I've been told.
Yeah, that's right. But Sid doesn't care about that. She's like, I'll take my chance, stay healthy. Yeah, what is that about? You can't eat lettuce now?
I don't know, lettuce, I've been told produce. I mean, I don't mind not eating fruit every once in a while.
It's like you have to eat ice cream? Okay.
Pizza and ice cream. Maybe a hot dog? 3-2 pitch, 2 outs. Agbayani drives one into the gap. It's going to be over the head of Leach, and one hops the wall. He'll coast into second with a double. 13 runs on the board for the Bandits. And that runner at second could be a big runner because that could potentially put Chicago in run rule territory.
Well, because Ailana Agbayani has so many tools in her toolbox, you see how shallow the outfield is for Carolina because they have to protect the gaps. They have to protect the short game, her slap. But with Chicago being in the driver's seat, you see Ailana swing away. Like, let's do it. Let's work on my swing and open it up. She does have a home run on the season. She was just a foot short of her second one. And Chicago again turning the lineup over to Skylar Wallace.
You know, you think about all the picks that Jenny Dalton-Hill made in the college draft. She didn't miss on any. General manager of this Bandits team. Chicago lost in the championship series a year ago. They've reloaded, despite losing some of their best players to that expansion draft. 2-0, Wallace into right and past Cagle. 14 runs now for Chicago. Skylar Wallace is 4 for 4, 2 home runs, a double, and a single. She's a triple shy of the cycle.
Stepping up to the plate, number 7, Sydney.
Should we tell her? I mean, should we tell her? Maybe
I think
Sydney
we should.
can let her know because the way that she's swinging, I feel like she can do that. She's like, okay, you want a triple? I'll get it. It's like batting practice right now for her. And I love the celebrations for Chicago. They are the Bandits. They've really bought into the country western theme.
Now Williams
Here we go.
keeps the party going. Wallace is coming home. The throw to the plate is not in time. 13 hits in the series combined between Wallace and Sammy Williams, who is at second.
Incredible. What a privilege it is to just be up here and watch these two play.
And Kenzie, I'm curious, did Wallace touch third?
Well,
And it looks like they have challenged that play, appealed that play, and they're going to say that Wallace did not touch the bag at third. Let's
Out
hear.
on appeal for missing third base. That's the third out.
And Shonda Stanton is not happy. To the naked eye, it looked like it was very close at third. Wallace going to be ruled out. Will we see a challenge?
Chicago is challenging the call of an out for missing third base. That play is under further review.
It was close. She was motoring. You're taught to touch that inside corner of the bag.
I mean, she's so fast. It's like, it looks like she misses it because of how fast Skylar Wallace runs. Gotta have the angle. Oh.
I think she missed it.
You can see it wasn't a clear on top of the base. It was very much on the ground to the side of it. You can see where Carlos Guzman is positioned, and he's looking right at it. This will stand.
Does the bag move at all? I don't think it does.
Not enough to overturn.
And regardless of the results of this challenge, Chicago's going to be out of challenges for the remainder of the game.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner missed second base. This is Chicago's second and final challenge.
And Alex Leak meant to say third base there, but this umpiring crew has been all over things tonight. Skylar Wallace finally retired. Chicago, though, up big.
You stole my DP spot, so now I actually have to run.
Shoot that goal! Gold!
Gold! Yeah, let's go!
If there was a stat for like finding a hole in the infield,
You know what?
it'd be you.
I'll take it.
That's perfect right there, because over these last couple of weeks, it feels like Valerie Cagle has just been finding every hole in opposing defenses. Good to see her having fun playing the game of softball again. There was a point where she thought about walking away from the game completely. Instead, recommitted, played over in the Netherlands. Has fallen in love with this game again, and now getting a big chance here at the end of the regular season for Carolina. Did we expect the hits to stop? No, as Bailey Klingler reaches first base. And Sydney, I hear you can add on Valerie Cagle.
Well, you said it best. The Netherlands is not only when she fell in love with softball, but it's when she got to discover who she was outside of pitching. We're used to Val Cagle, who had 86 wins on the mound for Clemson, but after two shoulder surgeries and playing pro ball, she got to play first base and outfield in the Netherlands. That allowed her to come back to AUSL with confidence.
And now Val Cagle with another hit here. That's going to push Klingler over to third. It's interesting, Valerie Cagle talked about playing over the Netherlands. You don't have these big crowds, and so it really allowed her just to focus on her craft. It's paid off.
Well, if you talk to any veteran in this league or any veteran that has played professional softball, they will tell you the amount of time that you have to maybe change your identity of who you are as a player and find something that maybe you didn't have in college. And who do you want to be in this next chapter as a professional softball player? But let us remind you that Valerie Cagle, she was the National Player of the Year in 2023. And she could swing it. Played first base, of course, pitched. Everyone knew how good she was in the circle, threw 70 miles an hour, had a phenomenal drop ball.
Part of that Clemson Tigers program that's burst onto the scene in this decade. Clemson made incredible investment in a women's sports. Looks like we're seeing the AUSL do here on the pro level. Kind of like the Field of Dreams, you know, if you build it, people will come. Looks like we're still in the building stages of softball and its continued growth year over year. Brito into right, long run. The catch made in foul territory. The throw home. Sails by Yacopa, allowing Klingler to score. Cagle into second on the throw. Mackenzie, I have to imagine, as someone who played this game, maybe when there weren't as many eyeballs on it just yet, it has to feel really good to see where things have gone.
I mean, I said it a couple of innings ago, but when our games were on TV when we were in college, we were like hyped up. We'd go out to the field for pregame and there's like cameras here. Okay, are we on TV? No way. Like our families can watch us on the television? Let's go.
And now it feels like there's softball on every night.
I mean, how much of a blessing has it been to watch at this level of softball? And there has been a game on TV or streaming or somewhere. You can watch it from opening day, which was June 9th, through the end of the season. There's been a game every single day that you can find somewhere. And I just really hope, and I want to say this as much as I can because it's how I grew up, but I hope our young eyes are watching this product and sitting at home. And whether you're watching it delayed on YouTube or you're watching it live with us right now, like, this is how you get better. You have to be watching the best of the best compete. I didn't watch it on TV. I grew up in Tucson, so I was, so lucky to be 10 years old when Jenny Finch was pitching in the circle and my parents had season tickets. And, I played so many different sports, but our family's love was softball. And so we were at every single Arizona softball game that we could make. And I was just sitting in the stands and keeping score. Because if you kept score, you could win bingo. So that was my motivation to keep score. But it's how I learned the game. It's how I learned to keep score, and I still do it right now as I'm calling the game.
What was the reward for winning bingo?
Oh, they had so many different prizes. You win a towel or a T-shirt or a water bottle. I'd turn to my dad and be like, that's an F8, a center fielder flyout? Okay, let me write that down and check that off my bingo. But like just seeing these women and how talented they are, it's giving so much motivation to our next generation. And I think the visibility is the biggest difference in this AUSL season. Getting these games on CBS Sports Network and all of the different channels that we have, like, you can watch it. It's amazing.
A second season to remember. Kowalik goes down looking to end the inning. The Bandits up by 7 after 4.
Welcome back to the top of the 5th. Bandits up 14-7 over the Blaze, and Mac Barbara steps up to the plate. We've been talking all series long how she had a late enter into AUSL. She actually got the news on Father's Day. And her dad, Don Barbara, their entire relationship has been built at the softball field. So he was in full of a bunch of tears, and he's a long-time Division I baseball head coach. So when you talk to Mac, she said, I grew up at the ball diamond hitting with the boys. She was the fill-in bullpen catcher. She celebrated every single birthday there, which the players loved because that meant she got to bring cake. And she said her father, Don, is still her hitting coach, but now playing pro ball, she has to set up her phone for FaceTime or even send him videos of her swing and then wait for his reply and let her know what she needs to do on her next swing. So a special relationship between Don and Mac.
And Mac gets plunked right there. Don's not going to like that. Going up and in on his daughter. And that was the first pitch that Emily threw in this game. Third pitcher on for the Blaze. Another standout of Virginia Tech.
And fans now in the circle.
It's just such great stuff with Mac Barbara and being a pro out of the reserve pool. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday about how much pressure these reserve pool players are under. There's only 6 teams, and there are so many talented players that are wanting to be a part of this AUSL league and get a shot to crack a lineup. I hope that she's all right.
Running at first for the Bandits, number 5, Jessica.
We have seen this move already, though. A pinch runner for Barbara. It'll be Jessica Clements over at first base. I believe Barbara might be burned at this point for the remainder of the game. You can only re-enter once as a starter. And Kenzie, last inning we were talking about representation, and when I think about Mac Barbara, there's a story about her when she was 9 years old. She went to a softball game at the University of Pacific, and that day she got to meet Kaylani Ricketts. Ricketts allowed her to come join and hit with her, and that's how she fell in love with the game, and she has told us that Ricketts is one of her idols.
I've heard a lot of young players talk about playing either with or against Kaylani Ricketts, and we talked about it when she was in the circle, how much Kaylani means to Oklahoma, but how much she means to our sport. A 13-year pro, and you have players like Mac Barbara or Reese Atwood catching her, being her battery mate. But a lot of these players, these young players, have been very excited. Like, I get to match up with Kaylani Ricketts. Like, how cool is that? Because I grew up watching her compete at the Women's College World Series and win a national championship.
She was a 2-time Honda Cup Award winner during her career, 4-time All-American. And the greatest to ever do it in our game in this recent era. This catch made behind home plate by a fan.
Ricochet, you have to stay ready.
Oh, man.
Behind the head? Wow.
Nice play, Dad. throw down to second in time. Clements gunned down, and Reese Atwood, who leads the AUSL, thought she was adding another, but Kenzie, you're holding up 4 fingers. That was a walk.
Yeah, it's ball 4. It's tough.
Still fun to see Reese Atwood show off her cannon.
She's mad about it. She wanted that out.
Stepping up to the plate, number 33, Mary Jacopo.
And you can see the eyes and just how much Reese Atwood relies on her arm strength. I mean, she's a Gold Glover for a reason. National Catcher of the Year in the collegiate game.
I could watch her use that arm all day long.
I just love the competitive fire, right? Your team's down 7 in the 5th, and she's really mad about not getting that out. Like, that's huge.
In play, could be playable. Gold battling, and makes the catch. Out number 1.
Now batting for the Bandits.
Jacopa's retired.
Jocelyn Erickson.
I'll bring up Jocelyn Erickson. He's been on base all 3 times tonight. If Chicago were to get a run right here, they would have a chance to win this game by run rule fashion in the next half inning. Have to be up by 8 after 5. That runner on second, looming large. Erickson really coming on strong here at the end of the regular season. High 3-0. Bandits 9 for 12 with runners in scoring position in this game. I don't know if I'm Shauna Stan, I'm getting greedy here. Green light on the 3-0. Instead, right down Main Street for Lemley. This next pitch incredibly dangerous to a hitter that hit a ton of home runs during her Florida career. Big hack.
See if Emma goes right back to that rise ball. That's her best pitch.
And 3 straight strikes for Emma Lemley after falling behind 3-0. You love that tenacity from a pitcher.
Yeah, we were just talking about the competitive fire that Reese Atwood had in that throw down to second base, and you're seeing it here with Emma Lemley. And she does. She goes back to that rise ball. That is the pitch that we saw her throw many a time at Virginia Tech. It's what made her an All-American.
And now firmly hit. Klingler gloves it. And the Bandits held off the scoreboard for the first time in this game. They lead by 7. The AUSL is sponsored by Zillow. Someday starts today. And today has been a big day for Skylar Wallace. She loves hitting here in Durham. 3 extra base hits, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs tonight. She has been nearly perfect. And let's be honest, the only way that you get her out is when she gets herself out by missing third base.
Yeah, this was a little crazy. And our third base umpire was all over it with the call.
Popped into shallow right. Agbayani there for out number 1.
Heading to the batter's box for the Blaze.
Just a ridiculous series for Skylar Wallace.
Yeah, I've got no notes to add.
I think she has her team up a touchdown in the 4th quarter here. Crazy.
14-7, Chicago doubling up the Blaze. Hottest team in America right now. Won 10 out of their last 11 games. If this scoreline holds, Chicago would move into first place by a half a game. Ooh. Some intrigue over these final innings. Leach off her fist. Agbayani there for the second out of the inning. And Kenzie, you touched on it earlier. You think about this Chicago team. We talked to Sammy Williams, some of her answers. Yes, they're having fun playing this game, but they are locked in on a goal of bringing a title to Chicago.
Yeah, I think they just have such a good mix of, you're seeing a lot of those rookie and new faces. Sammy Williams is one of the new faces on this team. Bella Dayton is not. She was on last year's squad. Taylor McClellan, she was leading the way in the circle. Of course, Skylar Wallace was in the mix. So you have a lot of these veteran pieces that are like, look, let's go get this. We're not happy about what we did last season. Yes, we were excited to be in the championship series, but you be in that championship series, let's win it. And so you have that youthful energy where you have Jocelyn Erickson and Taryn Kern and Ilana Agbayani. They're coming in, and you give that energy to the veterans and bring in a Sammy Williams who's playing her best softball in her career. I mean, what a great equation.
And you get that first taste of playing in a championship series, and you just want to get back.
No doubt.
They were disappointed how last year ended. They were red hot to begin the year, slowed down the stretch, and then they ran into the buzzsaw that was Georgina Korick and Montana Fouts in that championship series. Loaded for the stretch run. We talk about all the Bandits that have had really nice series, but Dakota Kennedy has as well. Back-to-back multi-hit games. 2 extra base hits tonight.
Yeah, she needs a triple.
Pushes this one into the gap. And she is going to end at second. He actually ruled that last at bat for her. It was a fielder's choice, not a single, so she was not a triple shy of the cycle, but has her 3rd extra base hit of this game.
Oh, that would have been fun.
It would have been.
You can see the extension that she has. Ball is a ball off the plate. I was thinking maybe, but almost hit it too hard, so it gets the fence too quickly. But the 3rd hit on the night. All right, we'll take it. Still a great night.
Grounded to 3rd, deep in the hole. Williams with the strong throw. And Reese Atwood is retired. They can swing it, they can pitch it. And the defense has been fantastic. Chicago's dancing their way to the postseason. Now they're eyeing the #1 seed. It's been one of those kind of nights. Offense has ruled the night. 21 runs tonight, 25 hits. Kenzie, you and I have had trouble keeping up with our scorecards up here in the booth.
Yeah, and this is tough for Carolina because the offense was the piece that was missing in the last couple of weeks. And they had 6 runs yesterday. They have 7 runs today. So the offense is kind of rolling. It's just a little bit too little too late. They needed that offense last week and the week prior.
Carolina has lost 7 straight games coming into tonight, 5 of those by 1 run. They're trailing by 7 after they saw their playoff hopes come to an end yesterday. Chicago clinching a spot into the postseason with the win yesterday. So they'll have a chance at that #1 seed, and that could loom large because you don't have to play in that single game play-in between the 2 and the 3 seed. Taryn Kern at the plate has been on base all 3 times tonight. A pair of walks, a double, as an RBI, has scored 3 runs. One from Emma Lemley out there for her 2nd full inning of work, misses. Emma Lemley did something that no Blaze pitcher has done tonight and throw up a 0 on the scoreboard. Kern wraps that one into the glove of Laird at 2nd. Out #1.
If you do say Emma's name too fast, it kind of runs together. You can just call her Lem.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did you just create a new nickname?
No, that's what the team calls her.
Okay.
I stole it from them.
You didn't have to tell me that. Emily was an incredible pitcher during her collegiate career at Virginia Tech. The team made a lot of noise. Will be one of the premier teams in the ACC. Here's the 0-1. low.
Yeah, she got the first ever golden ticket. It was actually handed out by Jenny Dalton-Hill, who is the general manager for the opponent for Emma tonight, for the Chicago Bandits.
Grounded to short, Brito with a nice play, 2 outs. And CBS Sports Network's coverage of Athletes Unlimited Softball continues Saturday at 10 Eastern as the Texas Volts square off with the Portland Cascade. Cascade a game out of first place. They hold the tiebreaker over the Talons. The Bandits hold the tiebreaker over them. Be no more than 3 games left for each team in the regular season at the end of tonight. This thing could still go so many different ways. Portland could still be the 1 seed. Chicago with a win would move into that 1 seed, although they have to finish a game ahead of the Talons in order to secure the 1 seed because the Talons hold the season series over the Bandits. Mackenzie, how about that series coming up this weekend in Chicago? The Talons, the Bandits. The Talons swept the first series of the year against Chicago. It's gonna be must see.
Oh, not to look past this series, but I have been thinking about this weekend all.
Oh my!
Whoa.
Another one gone! And for the first time in Athletes Unlimited history, a 3-home run game.
And she touched third base.
History tonight for Skylar Wallace.
Oh, so good. I'm telling you, it's batting practice for this hitter right now. She's the most locked-in hitter in the world.
Stepping in, number 7, Sammy Williams.
Yeah, a little trot. Ooh, that was cold. There it is.
Wasn't missing it that time. That's what we get for making the joke about her getting herself out.
5 hits, which ties a record in the AUSL set by Aubrey Leach for Carolina. 3 home runs.
I have to imagine 9 hits in a series is probably a record as well. At least a 2-game series.
And that was just a solo shot, right? So that's just
It
one
was.
RBI there.
So at this point, we're just eyeing a grand slam and she could complete the home run cycle.
Hey.
Bet that wasn't on your bingo card back in the
It's
day.
not.
The Blaze get the final out. The Bandits can win it when we come back. Late, early. The Talons have 3 games remaining. They are going to be in second place most likely, barring something incredible over the next couple of innings from the Blaze. They're off against that Talons team in Chicago this weekend. I like the Cascade. They've got a chance to sneak in there and get the 1 seed in their first year in the league. Everything on the table with 3 games remaining in the AUSL. As we begin the home half of the 6th, Carolina's going to need to score a run to keep this game going. Yesterday we saw a walk-off in extra innings. Tonight it's been the Skylar Wallace show. What she has done tonight, I don't know if we'll ever see again. 3 home runs, a total of 7 RBIs. I was doing my math trying to count and keep up. 4 extra base hits. She scored in 4 of the 5 times she's been on base. Should have been 5 if she had touched third. I'm sure that's what she's going to remember tonight.
Knowing how competitive she is, yes, she's going to be mad about that call for a long time.
And I got to admit, Sydney Supley, I thought we had a standing date. You talking to Skylar Wallace. We're going to have to maybe do that post-game.
Number 72, Valerie Hagel.
Taylor McClellan trying to get the final outs of this game. On the corner to Valerie Cagle.
Everybody clap your hands.
A night to remember here in Carolina for a number of reasons. Mackenzie, I got to admit, if you're one of those other two teams, three if you include the Oklahoma City Spark vying for that top seed, you're looking at what Chicago is doing right now, and you're probably shaking in your boots a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's looking at Chicago right now, and we were talking about how Portland is finishing their season at home. I think that's a huge advantage. They're having to, you know, put together some wins to get into that playoff spot. And you think about that big series and the showdown between Utah and Chicago, that'll be this weekend. That is at the Bandits home field. And I think the home field has been such a huge difference maker in year 2 for this league.
There will be some big crowds for those games. Talons have the league's best pitching staff in terms of ERA, opponent's average. Going up against this Bandits offense that not many teams have had an answer for lately. For Carolina, it's a tough series. Fought really hard, and you might leave it with nothing to show for. Brito in the air. This should do it. Dayton's underneath it, and the Bandits move into first place. A half-game lead on the Talons could to put this game in the win column for Chicago.
This offense, they scored 7 runs yesterday. That was an extra inning game. I'm loving the 3 that this team is holding up. They're closing it out with a 3 up, 3 down. That is one of their things that they do with that team chemistry. But 15 runs today, Noah. Ridiculous.
An offensive explosion here in Carolina. 22 runs in the 2-game series for Chicago. Just a special performance for an offense that's firing on all cylinders right now. Skylar Wallace with a massive night.
All right, guys, thank you so much again for watching and supporting the channel. For those subscribers who have already seen and made the move to receive your free gift for liking and subscribing to support our channel, feel free to click to skip and begin watching the next great video. And so to get the free gift that we mentioned it to you, which is your selection of one of these 21 fantastic digital guides or manuals shown on the screen. And I have personally reviewed several of them just to get an idea of whether they are quality or just fluff. And I tell you guys, they really have gone the distance and made each of them relevant, useful, valuable information on all these different subjects, and some of them are nearly 35 pages long and packed with truths, proven, tested techniques, and advice. And you will see for yourself that $19 to $27 really is a fair value range for the one you will select for free. And so we need you to simply follow these simple steps. Click the like button on this video. If you haven't already done so, make sure the subscribe or follow button is clicked now, or some of you clicked it earlier, that's fine. And then in the comments section, simply type the word GIFT, 4 letters, G-I-F-T. And once you've done that, you can click the link in the bio or description, or you can type the link and go to gift.3z3.me. Oh, that's G-I-F-T dot, the number 3, the letter Z, and the number 3.me. That's gift.3z3.me. And this free gift is being provided today by the sponsor of this video, AIContentCreator.app. And if you click on the link, you'll be taken to the site. And there will be a blue button that is highlighted there for you. And the way it works is very simple. They support our channel and provide for you this free gift when you like, subscribe, or follow and type GIFT in the comments, which helps our channel with the algorithms. And then their hope is that you will see something you like, or you will fall in love with any of their products and services that you see there. And also because they're having a super 80% off promotion right now. Again, no purchase required and no hoops to jump through. Their AI bot will simply verify that you actually did perform the like, the subscribe, or follow to our channel, and that you typed the word GIFT in the comments. And if you like anything you see there, they will in turn provide a small commission to us to help support our channel. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you at another video on our channel. And always remember, whether it's a basketball game that's tight until the end, a great tennis match comeback, an overtime win, or exciting ending in football, a boxing match against all odds, a track runner who fell but never gave up to get the win, an amazing goal kick in soccer, just know and rest assured that we keep a sharp eye focused on finding for you only the sports highlights that are competitions, games, or battles among the best of the day, week, or beyond. So, if you find it on our channel, you know it's HWW approved, because you can be sure that it's highlight worth watching. See you next time, and God bless.